I'm loving angels instead.
This picture is of a Bible story from Genesis, and it shows an angel appearing to Hagar, the servant girl who's run away having been made pregnant by Abraham. The angel tells her that her son, Ishmael, will become the founder of a great tribe. It's one of countless stories of angels appearing to people in the Bible, and they seem often to bring a message.
The word angel comes from the Greek word angelos, and it's the word that's used in the New Testament to describe angels. In the Old Testament, the Hebrew word is malach, and both of those words simply mean a messenger. So if you were going to describe a human messenger, you would use the same word as you would use to describe an angelic or heavenly messenger. You might not always know that it's an angel. Because if an angel is simply a messenger, it could be somebody sent from God, from the heavenly realms, who is very, very clearly an angel, like when Mary encounters Gabriel. But there are other places in the Bible where actually it's really not clear. The interesting example of that would be in Genesis 18, where Abraham meets 4 people who later turn out to be God and 3 angels, but he isn't sure at the time. One of the really striking things about being a Christian is that you can be in a church which is stuffed with images of angels. You know, you've got them on the stained glass windows, you've got them in pictures all over the church, you hear about them when you hear the Bible readings, you sing hymns about them. And yet actually when you talk as a Christian, you very, very rarely talk about angels. And one of the reasons for that is because of a skepticism that has grown up about whether angels really exist. Also, they've become associated with what you might call a more New Age view of the world, which people feel a little bit nervous about. But actually, angels are a thorough part of the Jewish and Christian tradition. They're there all the way through the Bible, all the way through subsequent Christian tradition. And it seems that we've lost something. Because angels provide for us within the tradition something that's really important. Something about the mystery of God. Something about the way in which God yearns to communicate with the world. I've had a number of experiences in which at really crucial times in my life, somebody has done or said something which has made a vast amount of difference. Now, I would argue that that was an angelic experience, because whether they were human beings or not, they said something which communicated God's love to me. The point is that God works in the world often in ways that we miss, and the important thing is to be able to look back and to reflect and to notice the places where we discover God's hand in our lives.
In 1985, Wallace Brown moved to Birmingham to become vicar of this church, St Boniface. And having left a very comfortable parish in Leicestershire, inner city life came as a bit of a shock to him and his wife Mary.
Within the first week of us moving to these big council estates, there was a murder about 50 yards away from our back door. And I thought, what sort of place have I come to?
I found a trail of destruction where vandals had gained access and pulled down wallpaper, and there'd been excrement smeared round the study walls. And I began to think to myself, how can I possibly bring my children here?
Wallace and Mary soon discovered that a gang known as the Quinton Mob gathered outside the church from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 2 in the morning every single day.
They were very violent. They wielded knives. They were quite drunken, and there was always bottles being thrown around and smashed.
One particular night that I couldn't sleep, I had this sense of needing to go and get a Bible and read the book of Nehemiah. The trouble Nehemiah was having were people causing trouble on the walls of Jerusalem, preventing him from doing the work God had sent him to do. And I thought, gosh, that's so like us.
And Mary said to me, she said, I think the Lord's been saying to me that he wants us to go outside and to pray for angels to protect us. I took a deep breath. I'd never had anything to do with angels before. But I was so depressed, frankly, I would have done anything.
So early the next morning, the two of us went outside and we said, Lord, please send your guardian angels on these walls to help us in our deep, deep problems. And we did that every day for the next week.
This 35-strong Quinton mob, which we knew had been there for at least 7 years, seemed to diminish by the Monday down to about 12.
And a few days later, no gang turned up.
And it just seemed like God has planted his guardian angels over the walls.
They never came back. And we stayed in this place for 18 years. This place turned into a lovely community where we were so glad to be, seeing God at work, transforming the area and bringing his love to many, many people.
Fear not, though sad thy dreaming, all through the night. Though o'ercast bright stars are gleaming, all through the night. Joy will come to thee at morning, life with sunny hopes adorning. Though sad dreams may give dark warning, all through the night. Angels watching close around thee, all through the night. In thy slumbers close around thee, all through the night. God.